I had a lot of experience of different learning experiences, different courses, different workshops, and I was frustrated in terms of, for me, the lack of impact, the lack of investment that organizations made in actually developing great learning experiences. And I fundamentally believed that I had more to offer. And so I decided to start AKD Solutions. AKD Solution is part of my evolution as a entrepreneur. So it wasn't my first consultancy. So if I just go back a little bit, what made I actually walked out my job. I had an epiphany moment where I knew that what I was doing wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and I just knew fundamentally there was so much more for me to offer the world and for me to actually engage and do. And so a good number of years ago, I took a leap of faith, and it was faith. What drove me was absolute faith. I just believed there was something bigger, more purposeful for me to do. And I walked out of my job 26 years ago. And it's the best decision I ever made. We faced many, many obstacles, but I also believe that these obstacles, these challenges have also led to some of our biggest victories as well. One of our biggest projects was with CNA, and if I'm being honest, it was way beyond our capacity at the time. It was way beyond our capacity in terms of the number of people we had in the team, the skill set that we had, but also time-wise. We literally did a 12-month project in 4 months. And it stretched us to the absolute limits. And I remember there were times when I was thinking, we're not going to make this. But it was the team pushed through. We worked around the clock, and I mean literally around the clock. The energy, the buzz, the commitment was so amazing. And actually, we just elevated ourselves and we kind of met that challenge. So for me, those big challenges have been really crucial in terms of our development. The CNA project for me really helped me to understand how when people come to AKD, they don't come just for a job. They're actually coming to be part of a journey, part of a mission. The team worked hours, which they did not have to. They did things that they didn't have to, but they did it with a love, with a passion, and with a joy, which really elevated the project and actually caused us to do something really, really special. One of the things that defines us as a brand is being disruptive. And that means that we don't follow convention. We are always exploring and looking at how can we do things differently. So we don't disrupt just for the sake of disruption. We disrupt because we know that there's a better way. And what we want our clients to do is, rather than just being conventional and following what everybody else does, we want them to actually explore what does this mean to us as a brand and as an organization. And so therefore disruptiveness is really important. The other thing that we often do is combine playfulness with the power of conversation. Playfulness is a really important aspect of learning, which often as adults we stop doing. But if you think about playfulness, it is really exploration, creativity, and discovery. And those things are really important in terms of the learning experience. We talk about conversation because as an organization, we believe in the power of conversation. We believe that the conversations we have today will have a direct impact upon who we are in the next 5-10 years. And that can be you as an individual or you as an organization. And often what we find is that people are not having the right conversations. And it's really important that we help to facilitate those stimulating conversations. The other element that's really important to us is that we co-create with you. So we are co-creating bespoke or customized learning experiences or services for you. That means that you get what is right for you as an organization, as opposed to something that's taken off the shelf, relabeled, and then just repackaged for you. We don't do that. I don't believe in that. Because one of the things we say, which is part of our credo, is that we believe in the uniqueness of our customers, and therefore that must be really brought out in terms of how we design and deliver our services. At AKD, we have a credo, and the credo really underpins absolutely everything in terms of who we are and how we do things. I was inspired by Johnson & Johnson to actually create the credo because I read their credo and it has fundamentally stood the test of time and hasn't really changed in 150 years. And that was really impactful to me. And so when we defined our credo, it really was to try to create this statement, this bold statement that would similarly stand the test of time. So when you look at our credo, you will see the whole ethos of stimulating brilliance is absolutely at the core of who we are and what we do. And then you will see our beliefs, and our beliefs include that we believe in brilliance in every single person and every single organization. And our job is to stimulate that brilliance through the services that we offer. We talk about the power of conversation. As I've spoken about previously, the power of conversation is really important, because if you think about the conversations we have today, they have a direct impact upon who we're going to be in the future. So it's really important that we have really powerful and stimulating conversations. We talk about really meaningful and genuine relationships. We are not a transactional organization. We really invest heavily in relationships with everybody we work with, through our supply chain right through to our clients. And the last one is fun, because fun is so important. And we believe that everything we do should be fun. So we laugh a lot in the office, we laugh a lot with our clients, and it just has such a really powerful impact upon who we are and how we do things. We've had so many successes as an organization, but a few that really kind of stand out for me are, one, we did this community-based project with ex-gang members, and it was a really special moment when two of them set up their companies. They registered their companies in my office on their birthdays, and that to me was a really special moment in terms of seeing such a transition in such a short space of time. One of my favorites was working with DB Schenker. So we did a cultural transformation program with them, and this was a project which touched 72,000 people around the whole world. We designed some amazing development material for them, and it was just a world-class project. To me, it was just an incredible moment when you get feedback from people who have traveled 33 hours and saying this was one of the most impactful pieces of learning that they've ever had. Elizabeth Line was really important to me. I loved it because it was one of my favorite leadership programs that we developed. It was called Empower, and it was just such an amazing learning experience of working with about 12, 15 people who just went on this incredible journey and had real success. And so when the Elizabeth Line opened recently, I felt a real sense of pride at kind of contributing to that whole thing. And then the other one that I think has been a really defining moment for us as an organization is that when we did the Tell Your Story research. So this was a piece of research looking at racism in sport. And it was our first piece of research, and it had such an impact in terms of the way in which we conducted the research, how we kind of connected with communities, but also the impact that this research has had on the actual sport industry as well.